Hello children, welcome to Aunt Eileen's Story Corner. Glad you could join me today. Who's out there? Who's out there? Who do I see? I see Kyrie, I see Crider, and I see Joey and Alex and Jacob and Emma and Jackson and Callum and Maya and Noah. Hi Noah. And Brett and Maisie and Caden and Jack and Capria, hello, and Camilla and Raphael and Annie and Annie's brothers. Maybe they're in the room. Do I see you? Calvin, Leo, are you there? Hi. Then there's Kellen, and there's my friend Desmond. Hi, Desmond. And Ruby and Harry and Heidi. Hi, little Heidi. And I see Owen and Cleo. And who's over there? Tutu. Hi. And Wilder and Henry and Ian and Sean and Celine and Beatrice. So glad you could all join me today. Let's get to some storytelling, shall we? Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Put them in your lap, lap, lap. Everybody ready for what's in the story box? Oh, I see another one of my favorites. Corduroy. Corduroy is a little dog-eared here because you know why? I love this story so much that I kept buying new copies of it and giving it away and saying, oh, you have to have this story. You have to have this story. And I kept, when I would look for it, I couldn't find it. I said, oh, that's right. They gave it away. And I'd buy another one. But it would happen again and happen again. And then finally, one time at one of my beautiful libraries that I have, this one's from the Wyndham Library. When books get so old, sometimes libraries buy their own new copy and then they sell their kind of old and kind of raggedy one because it's been so read and so loved. And I said, wow, that's just like Corduroy in the story. So the book is like Corduroy. I have to have that one. And that one kind of stayed with me. Yeah. If I need to give one away, I buy a new one and give it away. My nice bookstore right downtown. So this is the Corduroy book about Corduroy the bear. Let's read it. Corduroy, with story and pictures by Don Freeman. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, that's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He lost a button to one of his shoulder straps." Corduroy watched them sadly as they walked away. "I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight, I'll go and see if I can find it." Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button. Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. Could this be a mountain, he wondered. I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor. And then before his eyes was the most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. This must be a palace, Corduroy gasped. I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace. He wandered around, admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress. All at once, he saw something small and round. Why, there's my button, he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight. He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop, off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled. Bang! Into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down the escalator. Now, who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all. And there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the covers. Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs? The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator and set him down on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls. Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home. Shall I put him in a box for you? The saleslady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy in her arms. She ran all the way up the 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight into her own room. Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed, just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department store. This must be home, he said. I know I've always wanted a home. Lisa sat down with Corduroy in her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like you the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened. You must be a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa. and gave him a big hug. Do you have a friend like Corduroy? I know Kreider does. Kreider's friend is Goo, right? And then Desmond has one. Desmond's friend came with him to the hospital when he was very sick. And I know my daughter Abby had one, and she still does. His name is Bob, and he's an alligator. And you know, Lawrence's is right there, right there. There's his squirrel. And Mariah, Desmond's mom, she had a lovely friend named Kermit that she used to manipulate like a puppet. And she and Kermit were great friends. And she probably still has him. Do you, Mariah? Well, it was great being with you today and reading Corduroy to you. And now, let's do our cleanup song. All you learn here, remember this the best. Don't hurt each other and clean up your mess. Take a nap every day, wash before you eat, hold hands, stick together, look before you cross the street. And remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the root goes down and then the plant grows up. It was wonderful being with you today, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.